Okay. And then in regards to cost of living, how is that for you guys here, being from California?
Yeah, so I would say you can save money, even in BGC, coming from California, but it's one of those, like, I would say there are certain times where there's extreme variables to this on opposite ends, because on one hand, you can find a condo building for rent for a two-bedroom for, I don't know, less than $1,000 a month. But in the same city, right, still staying in BGC, you can also find a two-bedroom for upwards of 3,000, 4,000 US.
Yeah. Yeah, the
So,
prices here in BGC, they do vary. And the thing is, what I found is that just as you can live like a lavish lifestyle in BGC and like say you're living on a more than enough budget, like 4 or 5K a month here, you can also live here as a single person with a decent affordable budget, less than 2,000 a month.
certainly.
Which all depends on your own lifestyle. For your family in specific, if you don't mind disclosing, family of 4, how much do you guys spend per month in BGC?
So I would say our rent, utilities and such, it cost us just around $1,000.
No kidding.
Yeah,
No
but
kidding.
obviously food varies, right? I mean, we like to eat great food and stuff, so that's not a change from our previous lifestyle in California, because most of our money, aside from the mortgage, most of our money did go to food, even then. I mean, I would say 3,000.
3,000.
3,000
for
a
food.
month. Not just for food, but just for, I would say that's the average for us.
Oh, okay. For all expenses included, 3,000 per month for a family of 4. Now in California, obviously that would be a lot higher.
No, I don't think, I mean, not in Southern California. I mean, you could probably find that in the remote parts of California, maybe the middle section, but I don't think not in our area, so.
In your area, how much were you guys spending back then?
Oh gosh, I mean, I think a two-bedroom apartment just in our town was $2,000.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Cost of living there back in Temecula is a
Yeah.
lot more expensive. One topic that we've been wanting to talk about together is also on making an income, starting an income abroad in the Philippines. And something that I never say on the channel, but I really want to disclose, is that our family would have never moved to the Philippines unless we were still earning in dollars. That's one of the biggest things that a lot of expats need to know, is that if you're coming to the Philippines to just work a normal job, you're not going to live the life or the quality of life that we always talk about on the channel, just simply because of the exchange rate that we get. So that's what I wanted to ask you, is like, how do you guys go about sustaining yourselves while in the Philippines, and how is the financial situation for you guys?
Yeah, it's not from YouTube. At least we're just not one of those channels that's big enough or can really pull in some money from the channel. Most of our money from YouTube comes from AdSense, just like most people. But we also have some investments that have some passive, cash flow, passive income that we rely on. I do have a little bit of VA money that does come in on a monthly basis, but otherwise, that's really it. I mean, we have things that we're currently working on right now. We did have some businesses earlier at the start of our journey here, but have since sold off those businesses.
Okay.
And we're just trying to move on to the next things that we're gonna.
Got it. And I was seeing that with your channel, you guys started creating a few merchandise products. How has that been? I mean, that's another stream of income you guys can use.
No, so I think you can be as good as you want to be when pushing products, but it really does take work. It takes time and dedication, because we have pushed some ads. We paid for ads with Facebook and Instagram, but I think the tricky part of that is you always have to be front and center in people's eyes. So it's kind of one of those things that, what's that saying? Out of sight, out of mind. It's so fast, especially with this day and age, attention span that we're fighting for. From the creator side of perspective, fighting for that audience time, it's tough. It goes the same for selling merchandise. So yeah, we made some sales, certainly. I mean, and, it's some of our friends on social media, influencers, fellow creators, have also helped us push some of these products, and they've done well.
Okay.
So
Okay. And is there any pieces of advice that you'd give to someone that's moving to the Philippines and wanting to sustain themselves off of online income or a passive income stream, side income stream like that?
So I'm thinking right now because there's so many different ways you can sustain yourself using your laptop. You can be selling digital things, whether it comes in a form of ebooks or digital arts. Christina actually, that's one part of her business, which she's still kind of continuing now, is she sells digital files of designs. And she makes a design, puts them up on Etsy, and it's a one and done deal, and people just buy them. It's less, doesn't really take a lot of maintenance. It could be one form. I would say copywriting maybe still has a place in this day and age, but that's not something that I personally have experience with. But I don't know with the AI out of Pandora's box and stuff. I think that's maybe going away. I don't know. I'm not an AI expert. Right. But there's other things like if you have photography skills or you dabble in that kind of videography, there's just so many things that digitally you can do.
Right. So online money, there's like really no end to how you can make.
I think it really is limited with your creativity. And I'm not creative. So I'll say that. I just don't have a really creative, bone in my body and stuff. But there's just some genius people out there that are doing some really, really crazy things with making money online.
And one question that I have is, what was your experience like closing all the ends back in the U.S. and making a permanent move to the Philippines?
I think, that was very scary. Because we had the house, we still had a mortgage, we had cars, I had a motorcycle. We just had so many materialistic things that we had. I mean, the dogs too. We had dogs, right? So trying to wrap our head around that, initially was such a big, mentally draining, exercise, if you will. I told myself, I said, okay, when the house sells, that'll be the point of no return. And so I think that made it easier for me because the house did sell. And that was like kind of, okay, I guess we really are moving. Like that was really the deciding factor. So we couldn't back out. I think that made it easier because that's one less thing that I had to choose.
For sure.
A choice, yeah.
From the time that you and Christina agreed upon, hey, we're going to make this move to the Philippines, to the house selling, how long was that time span?
2 months, 3 months.
That's it?
Yeah.
Only 2 to 3 months.
Maybe I'm exaggerating. So we were tinkering about the idea in November, because I remember this specifically, having the conversation, having to tell our parents during Thanksgiving. Like, hey, this is going to be the last Thanksgiving we're going to spend with the family, so we need to tell them now, right, in the upcoming holidays. So I think in November, and then we put the house on the market in March, and then I think it sold in April.
Wow.
So it was like really everything was within 6 months. And then we were gone by July. So less than a year.